Well.
I tap his head with the book, a smack almost, but too soft for him to feel any pain. You mean I should love her. She's one of the reasons I have one of the simplest jobs in the world. There we go. The Broke Guests, huh? This is a good book. I remember it. Used to be one of my favorites as a kid.
Ah, well, I'll make sure to read it just for your childhood self and not Google the summary like I do for half the remaining books.
After seeing the books you have, I can't bring myself to blame you. This this lady's British, though. I'm surprised you're reading her for your world lit class. Well, it is literally a world literature class.
Britain is not part of the world, so I don't know why you're putting that book in that selection there. Guess he wanted to remind us that we seceded from Britain all those years ago. What?
Years? Talk about an understatement. Aaron,
What?
Aaron leans in closer to me and whispers quietly, almost conspiratorially.
He's an old, old man, this professor. Maybe he was alive during the Revolutionary War and is still
Vehement?
vehement with his patriotism. Explain?
Do you not...
No.
Definition? Or...
What?
You said explain.
Vehement?
Okay.
Define?
So, okay. Maybe he was alive during the Revolutionary War and is still vehement with his patriotism. Vehement basically means passionate, only more angry. Angry passion.
Ah, alright.
I lost
I can
the
work
mouse.
around
There
that.
it is. I found it. I snort, and so does he. What have you been reading lately? Sparkling vampire romance novels?
Yes.
Nobody lives.
Two types of people.
What did you say?
I said yes, and you said at the same time.
Nobody lives to be hundreds of years old. It's only the 21st century.
You said it yourself. That's amazing what someone can do with prose. Stevenson Maya is a surprisingly good author, even better than my games, if I do say so myself.
I bonk his head with the book again.
Bonk it harder.
Maybe you can smack some sense into him.
True.
If you're gonna pretend, at least have the decency to get her name right.
I was too focused on the book to read the cover. Don't judge a book by its cover and all that. I stopped bothering to even look years ago.
Oh, shush you.
True.
I dig through... My eyes went really wide there for a
Yeah,
second.
they did.
I dig through his pile of books some more, and I almost drop the next book that catches my eye. The author's unfamiliar to me, as is the title, but the design on the cover and the subject matter are both clear and all too familiar. A book about red strings?
Well.
Is this for the same class? The author's name sounds American, but I guess he could be an ex... I've never seen expatriate abbreviated like that. An expat or something. Didn't know that it'd still count for World Lit. This got smashed.
No, well, that's...
I see him flush and look anywhere but into my eyes.
I might have picked that book voluntarily. Because of you.
My eyes narrow. Because of me.
I heard you mumbling about red strings or something on one of the Snapchat stories of the party we went to. I didn't actually hear what you were saying because the background noises were too loud, but if I listen to the story like 6 or 7 times, I can make out a handful of words.
He chuckles softly and I bite my lip worriedly about how much he heard. What did I say? Fortunately, I know for sure Aaron had a blackout. I'm sure I can pretend to have been a bit intoxicated also. We speak up simultaneously. Okay, maybe I was a little drunk too.
Something, love, something red strings.
Wow, that's...
Not a lot to work off. Agreed. I never thought you were such an idealist.
I'm not. It's not idealism if the strings exist.
A romanticist, then?
Oh, come on. You're the romanticist here. You're reading an entire book about red strings because a few drunken mumbles from me that you couldn't even understand!
Drops red velvet cake. Couldn't even understand! Solid. I'm so great.
I'm so great.
actually the worst, but I'm pretty great sometimes.
Sweet of you, though, really.
I want to know more about you.
Well, don't. Aw. You could just have asked whatever you wanted to know. I'm pretty much an open book.
Except for that part.
Yeah. About the things that won't get me locked up in a mental institution. Close enough.
I'll remember that for the future.
Actually, same here. I'm really honest until I get to a point where I'm like, will I be thrown in jail for this?
What have you done?
No, that's it.
Still, how was I supposed to just randomly ask you about red strings? Like you said, you were probably just drunk and don't even remember talking about them.
Okay, yeah, true, but still. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm tired. People are most honest when they're drunk, though, you know. If I had wanted to get to know you better, the easiest thing would have been to read up on magical things you mentioned after a shot of vodka or whatever. Yeah, alright.
That's not necessarily true, but funny and kind of accurate. Oh, I just took a bite of cake. I'm not sure about that. You were screaming about me being an alien, remember? Was that honesty?
I was wrong, not dishonest. 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 Yep. I thought I was speaking the truth. Don't worry, Val. I'll keep your romanticism our little secret. Yep. Blah, 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 blah. Yep.
You want to talk about that noise?
Blah, 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 blah.
From who, Luke?
I don't know. I've always wanted to say that.
Oh, I rolled my eyes.
Just be glad you didn't talk about wanting to seduce sparkly vampires or anything. You're right.
You're right.
At least red strings are a niche enough. I mean, and what you said about them were vague and inaudible enough that I can't hold it against you for the rest of your life.
You're too nice to have threatened me over sparkly vampires.
Nobody's too nice for that.
If you say so. We grin at each other before he averts his eyes, clearing his throat and adopting an offhandedly casual tone.
Red strings sound sweet, though.
Shit.
In response to dropping something or to that?
Yeah, in response to dropping something. I try to hide my look of surprise at his sudden declaration. Oh?
Soulmates and all that. I like that concept. Sad.
Again, I swear you're the romantic here.
Probably. But still, obviously there would be a lot of logical issues if they existed in real life.
Well...
Yeah?
Oh, yeah? Believe me, you have no idea, Aaron.
People fall in love multiple times, for one. And aside from the half-hearted high school flings and elementary school relationships that barely count, I don't really think that there are any... I really don't think there are any necessarily greater than others. What? I don't know how to read English very good.
That's fine.
And what if a soulmate dies? Well, you hit the nail on the head, didn't you there, pal?
My breath... I like the way you said that.
Thank you.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
My breath catches in my throat, and Aaron tilts his head, but after a moment of silence from me, he frowns but continues.
You can't expect him to stay single forever. That'd be unfair.
My eyes once again darting to the broken thread tied around Aaron's finger. I can't help but fidget with my hands, feeling awkward about this topic. I'm fine. I'm sure they'd find out. I'm sure they'd find other endeavors that... This isn't even my voice. I'm sure they'd find other endeavors that suit them better. Or maybe fall in love with others in the same boat.
Still, it just feels so wrong unless the whole red strings thing is
Impermanent?
impermanent. Why did I was trying to read it as impertinent and I was like, that what?
That's not that word.
As impermanent and changes as people change, as people die. I don't think that's a common interpretation though.
Probably because it's not a thing that happens. Not like I can say that, though, so all I do is give a non-committal hum. Aaron gives a sheepish smile at my muted reaction.
Sorry, I'm being incredibly morbid.
No, don't worry about it. It's not like they really exist anyhow.
Uh-huh,
And maybe the fact...
Sure.
And maybe the fact that he himself is a broken string is contributing to this thought process.
True enough.
Clearing my throat, I can't resist asking the question burning in my mind. Are you glad the red strings, don't exist then?
Not glad. Relieved, though, possibly? I think it'd be really nice if they existed and if everyone could see them, finding your perfect match so quickly and easily. But it'd be a pity. Think of everything we'd miss. So many things. Beautiful things that we'd take for granted. What? Could...
You tried to combine
Yeah,
granted and vanish.
We could take for granted. Could vanish.
I suppose.
They could granish.
We could granish it.
They would
Garnish.
Granish. Sorry, I've just been rambling on without asking for your opinion on this matter. I should learn to when to shut up and I'm tired, gosh dang it. Let people around me get some words in, especially since I'm actually curious. What about you? Do you wish red strings were real?
Well, it's not really theoretical for me, but...
As long as nobody can see them. That's awesome. I guess not. I actually have no ideas.
Nope.
On this one.
Not a clue.
Save it. I don't really want to say that'd be awesome. Because I feel like it'd be more her to say that, yeah. I think that could... Oh, that's you.
Mm-hmm. I think that could be great. Although, I kind of wonder if it'd be good if nobody could see them.
Oh, why do you think that?
I like the idea of a guarantee that someone special exists for everyone who wants one. That fate itself is pulling predestined people together. But as you said yourself, it's, possible that some of those who see the red strings may miss out on some of the greater things in life, on spontaneity. Aaron purses his lips, tilting his head before nodding.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'd like that too.
I'm chewing again.
That's okay. He'll pleasantly wait.
As we continue to speak, I see my boss enter the section of the library from the corner of my eye. Oh, crap. I can't believe I let myself get distracted for so long. I'm going to be in so much trouble if she finds out I've been slacking off all this time. Quickly gesturing towards her, I make up some vaguely helpful-sounding words and spit them out at Aaron before quickly returning to my cart and continuing my job. Aaron isn't slow, thankfully, and he immediately plays along, pretending to be a grateful student. Before he leaves, he winks in my direction, grinning with amusement.
I'll see you around, Val. Thanks for the talk today. It was definitely enlightening.
I watch him leave, my gaze once again drifting to his little finger.
Little finger.
Yes, it was enlightening indeed. I just took another bite.